Hi, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. Depends on where you're located this beautiful Friday, Friday. Yes, and I want to wish you a happy new month. The first quarter is gone, yes, like gone. So I'm hoping that um, you have taken stock of your first 3 months, and in this month of April, you're ready to go, and to accomplish all that your heart has set forth to do. Welcome once again, everyone, to Women Doing It Afraid Facebook Live videos, where we have conversations that create change. My name is Stella, and I am here today to take you through our conversations for today. Women Do It Afraid is a platform for women who are tired of their fears holding them down and they are so ready to do life afraid. We are more than a community. We work towards providing resources, tools, events, mentors to also, take you, empower you away from whatsoever is it's an obstacle, and ensuring that you are kicking it every day, that you're doing life every day, being it in your business, in your personal life, or in your careers. All right. Thank you everyone for joining me. As you join, please feel free to put your name down, where you're watching us from, comments, questions, suggestions, and I would love to answer them through the course of my Facebook Live videos. Last week, yes, I have my notes here, so you get to see me move from here to here, okay? All right, so last week we started the series on I am scared, but I want to start. Or you can say I want to start, but I am scared. So in general, we talked about the fears of starting. And last week we talked about for anyone who just want to start, but they are so scared and they cannot really pinpoint what the fear is. I gave you tips and tools that you can use to start off. First of all, making sure that your plan is on paper. Make sure that you write everything down, because then that gives you a higher point view of your scope of your business ideas. Ensuring that you have creative ways to get money, get funding, creative ways to also save money by collaborating, by sharing, also talking about networking, investing in yourself, keeping your eyes on your goal, celebrate the victories, but don't get carried away, and get your eyes focused on launching your business. And then today, we're going to talk about something more specific, which is, I want to start, but I'm scared because my idea is not original enough. What? Yes. We know, I don't know if anyone has felt this, but it's like everything ever has been created. Everything, every idea you think about has been created. And that is a legitimate fear. I want to start. I really have this idea. But then when I go to Google, it exists. Like, why? How? I thought it was just me. I thought this was like a light bulb moment. But someone has already done it. And the funny thing is, probably someone has started like years and years and years ago. So why do I even bother starting this? Why do I waste my time? Are you in that situation? Do you feel like that? Do you have ideas that you feel has been done and someone else is killing it out there? Then this video is absolutely for you. At the end of this video, I'm going to be giving just specifics as to why exactly you should start, regardless of if your idea already exists out there, regardless of if somebody is already doing it. So thank you once again for joining us. Okay, so quick case studies, right? Coffee shops, Starbucks. My question to you is, do you think Starbucks is the first coffee shop that ever existed? Absolutely not. There were coffee shops that existed way before Starbucks that had the whole ambience and the pastries and the interior and everything. But then when Starbucks started, why is it that whenever we talk about coffee, we think of Starbucks? What about think about a place where you can have a meeting and still have something to drink or eat? We think about Starbucks. Why? Why is Starbucks the guru of coffee shops, right? Do we think that Facebook is the first online social media site? Absolutely no. I know. But now when we talk about social media, it's like Facebook. But they were not the first ones to get their feet in the market. So how come they are the ones that are synonymous with social media? Do we think that Disney is the first amusement park? Nope. There were amusement parks that existed before Disney. But now we know Disney is the all in all when it comes to amusement parks. iTunes is not wasn't the first source for MP3 music, but we know where iTunes is right now. Okay, let's take it away from businesses and companies. Let's talk about individuals, right? Oprah obviously is not the first person who had a talk show or a talk show and all that. But yet she is synonymous. Dr. Oprah is killing it in that industry, right? When we talk about, okay, Dangote, bring it back to Nigeria. Dangote is not the first manufacturer or the one who came up with the idea for cement or sugar. No, but yet Dangote is it, right? So now my question is, they didn't come up with the idea first, but yet they're killing it. So they could have easily said, yeah, but somebody else is already doing it, so why do I even bother? Why? You know why? Because execution is key. An ordinary idea with a strong execution is way better than a good idea with a whack execution. And that's it. They dominated in their industries because they had a flawless business execution. And that is what people don't understand. Ideas are recyclable, but execution is very distinct. A coffee shop is different from the next coffee shop. A salon is different from the next salon. A school, there are schools. So why do the schools keep rising up if they all have the same goal to educate the masses? Because there is something different about each school. Talk about private universities, right? So I went to private university, Covenant University. But now there are so many other private universities up and rising. But if you go through universities, there's something different. There is a difference in their execution. There's a difference in the team, in the culture, in the mission, in the vision. So my dear woman watching me right now, or man, regardless of if your ideas have existed for so many years, or if you think it's not original enough and you think, why bother starting? The question you should ask yourself is, how can I make this better? Same idea, but something is always different. Okay, so I'll talk about now, in our generation, so many things are popping up, right? Co-working space. It's like whenever I turn my neck left or right, I see a new co-working space spring up. And co-working space is where, there's no need, I love the idea of the sharing economy that we're in right now, where no need for you to rent a whole office if you're not going to be there all the time. And now, thank God for technology that makes the world really small. You can be in your room and have a conglomerate. You can be in your room and make orders and shipping and all sorts. So yeah, you can just rent up a space in someone's office. You just have a desk and pay per month. Right? And you have access to maybe a mailing box, to a power plug to plug your computer, to Wi-Fi, to meeting rooms. That's co-working space. People are doing that. So if it's springing up forth, why do I have to bother? If I feel like I can meet a need that other people are not meeting, nothing is saying I shouldn't do it. Uber and Lyft. I have both Uber and Lyft app on my phone. Why? Trust me. Personally, I don't even know the difference between the two of them. I don't know. When I say I don't know the difference, I mean there's nothing standing out. Like, I'm not saying Uber has a kind of customer service that Lyft doesn't have, or Lyft drivers are a certain way and Uber isn't. I don't even know the difference. For me, it's all about, okay, yeah, who can probably come to me faster, or the price, and things like that. But I'm so sure that if you go through Uber and Lyft, if you go through their company and maybe spend some time in there is going to be a difference, even if their goal is to transport you from one place to the other place. Now, Uber has Uber Eats. Hey, that's talking about innovation, talking about evolving. That's literally another level. People have business ideas and sit on it. And that's why a millennial or some young person can just wake up and overthrow a company that has been existing for years. Because they got comfortable in doing the same thing. They got comfortable doing the same thing. So you have that business idea and you think, oh, someone else is doing it. A big company has taken over the huge share of the market. The question is, what value are you bringing? Are you doing anything different? Are you doing anything different? That's the question I will ask you. Are you doing anything different? All right, so if it's original to you, it is original enough. And this might sound corny, but ideas might sound the same, but the person with the idea is different. Everybody has their individual blueprint, right? The reason for someone starting an orphanage might be different from someone else starting another orphanage. So the reason for someone starting probably a hair salon might be different from another reason why someone else starts a hair salon. One person might start a hair salon because they watched their mom take care of people's hair. Their mom had that relationship with people. It wasn't just business for their mom. It was more of that relationship, helping out, praying with people. And probably they got inspired and decided to start up their own hair salon, or continue with what their mom had and make it a little bit different, right? Somebody else might just want to start because they want to, turn into a franchise. For them, it might be revenue, which is not a bad idea. At the end of the day, people want ideas need to get money. You need to be able to convert your ideas to money. A business that has no revenue cannot really be sustained. So there are different reasons why people have ideas, even if it's still the same kind of storefront. When you go in, what's the difference? And that is my question to you. And for innovation, right, business ideas are a little bit different from innovation, because innovation is more about the first person that started up an innovation gets credit for it. But business ideas, like we say, you can get inspired from someone else, but do not copy. Do not copy, because you can copy someone's ideas, you can copy their words, you can copy their logo, you can copy their banners, you can copy their mission, vision, and all that, but you cannot copy the inspiration. You cannot copy the team. You cannot copy the drive. You cannot copy their passion. You cannot copy their reason. It is so risky to copy an idea, because it wouldn't last. And that's the truth. What is pushing them cannot push you. That source of inspiration cannot be your source of inspiration. So you can be inspired, but do not copy. And I remember recently, or some weeks back, I put up a post that says sometimes you have to take a step back from looking at someone a lot. You know why? Because very soon their nuances begin to get transferred to you. What do I mean by that? There's a thin line between inspiration and imitation. And personally, I totally understand that. You can look up to someone and look at things so much that you begin to believe that is what you ought to do, and you begin to model your things around those people, that you forget that am I inspired or am I imitating? So you, with that business idea that you think it's not original enough, when you start, be careful how you're looking and who you're looking at. Be careful where your inspiration is coming from. Because if you begin to copy exactly what somebody else is doing because your idea already exists, so you're like, yeah, what's the point of me putting in 10 years of research to do this when I can just get, someone to just literally copy how the website is designed, put the tabs, okay, so shopping cart, okay, boys, girls, age, color, okay, just get someone, a developer, to just do exactly the same thing that they have on your site. Hey, they might have a fantastic relationship with their vendors, but you probably don't even have any vendor. So my question to you is, be careful. Are you being inspired or are you imitating? That'll be my question to you, okay? And I also want to encourage you that when you answer that question, and hopefully it is you're being inspired, you found a business idea, you think it's not original enough, you checked online, in fact, that so many people are doing it. Do not be scared about your idea. Do not just push it away and be like, yeah, I can't do this. I have to think about something new, something groundbreaking, something exceptional, something that nobody has ever thought about. And that is how we put ourselves in that box and we begin to fight ourselves. You sleep and you wake up and that same idea that you're trying to throw away is bugging you. Just get up and start. You don't have to be great to start, but you have to start to be great. Don't get overwhelmed by the fact that there are so many other people doing it. Don't get overwhelmed. Those people that have made their mark in that industry were once nobodies, and now they're somebodies because they've been consistent, they've been dedicated, they put in the time, they built that team, they built the networks, they built the connections. They had a focus. So the question is, do you have your focus? Are you focused? Are you sure that when you start this idea, you wouldn't run to the next big thing because you think it's not original enough? But you feel like, okay, if I start, why am I even competing with these big shots when I have no stake, I have no funds? And and these are legitimate reasons. I agree, because how can you sustain your business if you don't have funds? These people have a huge load of funds to be able to keep going and keep innovating and keep changing things. And that's why down the line, through the course of this, I'm going to talk more about what are the things that you can do to just start, even if your idea is not original enough. And I'm hoping that you can conquer that fear and just start. Don't worry about what is going on all around you. There's so many, okay, what about churches? There's sometimes you go on the road and they're like churches back to back to back to back to back. Why start off a church if you have 10 churches on the same street? Because churches are, people, Okay, why aren't pastors afraid that their members will leave their church, go to the next door church? There's something. I don't say something. I don't make it abstract, but there is a value that they provide. There is something tangible. There is a connection. There is a relationship. There is a passion. So for you, whose idea you think, who you think your idea is not original enough, what is my reason behind this idea? Why did I think of this idea? I must have thought about this for a reason. Did I experience something and think, I can make this better? Or did I think this wasn't existing and then I just Googled and lo and behold, there's so many of us out there. But hey, I'm me. I know what I bring to the table. I know my skills. I know my experiences. I've been trained for this. I can speak to this. I can learn about this. I can provide a value that these people might not provide the value. I can do my research and see, okay, they're not meeting this need. I can meet this need. These are the things you have to think about if you are scared that you don't want to start because your idea is not original enough. Okay? All right, so my teaching point, and I think I've kind of like summarized most of my teaching point. Number one, there is nothing new under the sun. Yes, there's nothing new under the sun. I remember one time that so my phone, you know how phones can get easily dirty, and women with our makeup and putting our phones in our ears and all that. I remember my little one always trying to take the phone, lick the phone. I'm like, that is so like wrong, because I'm very, very finicky about what she puts in her mouth. And I said, I have to create something where a phone sanitizer where I can just put my phone, and all the microorganisms are killed, sanitized and things like that. Mothers should have such a device. That would be a great idea. And someone just said, just Google. And I Googled. And when I Googled, I realized that, wow, a lot of people already have that in their homes. Somebody else invented that idea. Not only is there like a phone case sanitizer and all, there also is, while your phone is being sanitized, your phone is charging at the same time. I'm like, why didn't I even think about that idea? There's nothing new under the sun. However, the originality is in you. Now, the question I'll ask myself is, if I start this, am I saying that I can't sell it? Am I saying I don't have a story to sell, a story behind my invention? Am I saying that there isn't the loophole that maybe my competitor is not providing that I cannot bring to the table? It's back to me. How much do I believe in my idea, even if it's not original enough? How much do I believe in my inspiration? Like I said, you can sustain an idea, but you cannot sustain an idea on copied inspiration, right? On borrowed inspiration. So if my inspiration is genuine, my inspiration is unique, I am unique, why not? I can just start off the idea and create that thing. So my question to you is, ensure that your idea, even if you think it's not original enough, what is your inspiration behind it? It doesn't matter how many people have invented things or how many business owners have the same business that you're trying to start off. You are unique. Your idea is unique. Your story is unique. Your passion is unique. Do you know how many motivational speakers are out there? Do you know how many event planners are out there? Do you know how many car companies are out there? Do you know how many, just think about it. Teachers, pastors, app developers, so many things. There are so many people. Hi, Come. Thank you for joining. I really appreciate it. Right. Okay. Do you know how many people are out there with the same idea? Do you know how many authors are out there? Am I going to say, oh, someone else has written a book that I had a similar story on, and I'm not going to write the book? It doesn't matter if your idea is not original enough. What matters is you believe in your idea and you are inspired, but you are not imitating. It's so easy to look at someone so much that you begin to copy what they are doing. There you lose yourself, you lose your originality, you lose the reason and the passion behind your idea. So that would definitely just be my advice to you. Number one, nothing new under the sun. However, your originality is in you. Number two, do your personal and your professional research on what will make your business stand out. Right? What is your research? Have you done your research? Have you figured out exactly what value am I bringing to the table? So I'll give you an example. I know a lady who has a salon, right? And whenever she talks about people that come through her seat, you would think she's talking about like senators and governors and people up there. She has a fantastic relationship with everyone who comes through her salon. And guess what? She is expanding. Like I just spoke to her like a few minutes ago. She's opening up like two shops at the same time. If you leave her in a couple of years, her salon will be a franchise. So what separates her from other salons? She's bringing something to the table. So for you, what are you bringing to the table? Have you done your research on how am I going to stand out? How do I stand out? What makes me me? what makes my idea different from every other person's idea? There's so many motivational speakers, like I said, right? Why do I want to speak to people to motivate them? Why am I doing Women Doing It Afraid? For me, it's because I have a story. Somebody else, why didn't I do Women Doing It Courageously, or Women Doing It Boldly, or Women Doing It Powerfully? And I'm so sure that those Facebook pages exist, right? But for me, I have a story, and my story is tied to fear, because I realized that fear usually holds me down. It's easy for me to do stuff for other people, but when it comes to mine, I can talk myself out of my idea. I can give you reasons why now might not be the right time. I can write it on paper, and then when someone else comes to their stuff, I am running with their stuff and not mine. And I'm like, if I am suffering might be a strong word, but if I am battling with this, I'm so sure that there are other women out there who are battling with this, who are talking themselves out of their ideas, who want to start but they're scared, who know that they are born to be more, but fear is kind of like crippling them down. And I'm like, yeah, Women Do It Afraid, why not? We're a community of women who are tired of their fears holding them down, and we are ready to do life afraid, and that's what our mission statement stands for. So for you, do your personal research, do your professional research on what value can I bring, what makes me me, what makes my idea different, okay? The third one, you saw a gap and your idea is to meet that gap. But again, how are you differentiating yourself from every other person? For example, now the USB code, right? The person that created the USB code could have been like, oh yeah, what is not even USB, the earphone, right? The earphones for our phones, right? We know that Apple has created that as an add-on. But somebody else can do that. Somebody else can do that for every other device. Now, for them, they have plugged themselves into a market that is already existing. So if you're struggling with your ideas, the question is, for the things that I already have right now, how can I make it better? How can I make it better? One day I was carrying my baby, and I think I wanted to do something with my two hands. And I'm like, okay, yeah, we have the backpacks, but there was something else that I needed to do. And I'm like, I wish I could just create this. So we already have the backpack, but what can I do? Yes, I remember. I wanted to carry my baby, and I wanted to feed my baby at the same time, but I wanted to use my hands. And I'm like, why not create something where you can carry your baby, feed your baby at the same time and still work? And I know that that is kind of like doing many things at the same time. But in your environment right now, you know the things that you wish were better. Nothing is saying that you can't think on those and start fleshing out those ideas and making it happen. Nothing is saying you can't do that, okay? And that is just being original with yourself, with your story, with your passion, with what you have in your environment. I know that some years back, I always struggled with ideas because I always feel like my idea has to be blockbuster. My idea has to be out of this world. It has to be like rocket science, go to the space, go to the moon, touch the stars and say hi. But sometimes all we're looking for is just right there in front of us. That's why when people come up with ideas that are like, I'm like, why didn't I think of this? I remember I read a story about some guys that created a nail polish, right? That when the ladies put it in their hands and they go out to bars to drink, they can put their fingers in their drink, maybe just one, and if it changes color, it means that there's a date rape drug in that drink. Hello? The men thought about it, no women. That is a fantastic, wonderful idea. But hey, I'm not saying that somebody else can do a better version, but I think that's a great idea. All right, my next point for you will be focused. Someone who's an expert today was once a newbie, right? Don't overwhelm yourself with the fact that people are out there and are making a name for themselves, which is good. I can never knock off the hustle of people who are going at it, especially years and years. They put in so much work. It takes a lot of dedication, it takes a lot of passion, and I know that they probably failed so many times, but they've gotten back on their feet. So for you that are just starting out, just remember that, look at them as inspiration, but not as threats. That if they can do it, why not I? But don't let their shadow block your light. Let your light still shine in the place that you are. Validate your ideas, ensure that people, you can meet a need. You are comfortable with what you're doing. Challenge yourself. Why am I thinking about this? Why is this in such a burden in my heart? Am I supposed to fulfill this? And when you go out to settings with networking and with people and you hear other people say things, you begin to feel like, oh yeah, this person is doing it. I don't think I can speak as eloquent as this person. I don't think I went to the schools as this person. But they've put in so much years of experience. You can't compare you can't compare a 60-year-old man with a 16-year-old boy. There's a huge difference. There's experience. And nothing is saying that a 16-year-old boy can be better than a 60-year-old man. It's just about, are you committed to the work? Yes, be focused. Focus is so much key. You don't have to be first. You don't have to be second. All you have to just do is be committed at that idea that you have. Don't abandon it because somebody else is doing it. Just give yourself a shot and just continue. All right? Be focused. All right, to summarize, like I said earlier, nothing is original. Your business idea is personal to you. You have a reason for it. You have a passion for it. You have a drive for it. Don't allow people, the internet, naysayers, critics to talk you down. Don't allow them to talk you down. Just continue. Just start your business in the way only you can, because only you can do it in that way. You know, just continue. Be persistent. There might be so many so many Facebook live videos of people out there saying exactly probably you think the same thing you're saying, but hey, the way you say it, the way you move your hand, the way you move your head, you know, the way you put in the research for the content is different. You are speaking to somebody, and even if it's one person, you know, just take your mind away from the fact that I have to get like 100 people. I know that when I get 100 people or 1,000 people, I know that yes, I've made an impact. One person, two persons, three persons, consistency is what builds you that following, is what builds you that audience, is what makes people feel like you are an expert and you are reliable. So consistency is key. Be focused is key. Don't get carried away. Don't allow someone else's shadow to block your light. All right. So for me, everything that anyone can do is usually a copy of something. However, in your copy, you can be original. Okay. In your copy, you can stand out. Don't knock your hustle down. Don't knock your ideas down. Even if you think there's so many of them online on Google, just continue. Just put in the work. Do your research. Ask yourself, how can I meet a need that is not already being met? Be focused. Don't copy. Be inspired, but do not imitate. Be inspired, but do not imitate. Just put yourself out there. Learn, you know, get the criticism back and see how you can use it to build yourself. Network with people who you know would encourage you, inspire you, you know, and just keep doing your research. You cannot be in the four corners of your room and think that things are not going out there. You know, things are moving on. Things are moving on. So put yourself out there and learn and read and research and just be like, okay, yeah, I can do this. Even if somebody else is doing this, I can do this. Nobody's saying that they can't create another version of Uber or Lyft. Nobody's saying that they can't do that, you know. Nobody's saying that someone else can't create a better version of Facebook. These are the things. These people have dominated the market so much that they've blocked our mind from thinking outside the box. Hey, but there's a need, right? There is absolutely a need. If you think about it, the services that you're using right now, there is a need. There's something that can be done better. Why not you? And I'm asking myself that same question too. Why not me? Why not me? Why not you? So that's all I have for you today. Just start. Do not be scared of starting just because you think your idea is not original enough. Just start. Like I said earlier, Oprah wasn't the first talk show host. Facebook isn't the first online social media site. Uber, Lyft, hey, they are competitors. I have both of them on my phone as apps, but I'm sure they're pretty much doing well, you know. iTunes wasn't the first MP3 songs source. But things are moving on. People are evolving. They get the idea. They make it better. Like I said, Uber now has Uber Eats, right? But I don't think Lyft has that food services add-on that they put on their company. So just keep moving what you have, no matter how small you think it is, no matter how you think somebody else is doing it. Just continue. You never know where you're going to be tomorrow. Be consistent. Be dedicated. Be focused. Do your research. Network. Read, and continue to build yourself. Thank you so much for everyone who has joined me this evening. Don't forget to like our Facebook page. Don't forget to follow us. Sign up to our mailing list on www.womendoingafraid.com. I'm going to put the website down there. If you have any questions, feel free to ask me. And so next week Friday, same time, I'm going to be talking about another kind of fear of starting. For now, just go. Go ahead and start off and let the world enjoy who you are. Till next week. Thank you so much. Comment. Mwah. Bye then.